So you have a dead body that you need to dispose of without anybody noticing. We've all been there. I know I've been there. This is the video to show you. Oh, wait a minute. No, wrong one. That's a different video. This is pre-calc. I apologize. This is section 1.3, which is going to be broken up into 3 videos. It's about linear equations and 2 variables. We're going to be dealing with brushing up on equations in point-slope form and slope-intercept form, and also talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. So that's what we need to brush up on. We need to brush up on the slope-intercept form of an equation, how to graph equations that are in that form, determining what the slope is, working with equations in point-slope form, working with parallel and perpendicular lines, and applications of linear functions that we were just talking about. So we're going to start off with slope, slope-intercept, and graphing of those. Yeah, I thought I already did that. All right, let's talk about slope. Slope, as you remember, is rise over run, or change in y over change in x, which is delta y over delta x. Basically, all you're doing is finding the difference in x, the y's, finding the difference in x's, one over the other. I've mentioned before that the y2, x2, it doesn't matter which point you treat as point 1 and point 2, just as long as you're consistent. Okay, so this is one coordinate here, this is another coordinate there. Don't mix those up. It's noteworthy to think about 2 special cases of lines that are either vertical or horizontal. A vertical line, if you think about it, is a line that just goes straight up and down. So if you think about the change in y, it could be any number, actually a huge number. Whereas the change in x, it's not going anywhere this way. So you're taking a number divided by 0, which is undefined. A line that has a slope that's undefined is a vertical line. And by the way, the equation for such a line, if you think about it, if there's your axes, and you have a line going right there, all right, what is the equation of a vertical line? Well, if this is, let's say, going through x equals 4, that's the equation, x equals 4 for that particular vertical line. And the other case, of course, is a horizontal line, which is kind of the opposite. Instead of a number over 0, now you have 0 over a number. And you can say that the slope is 0, or you could just say that it has no slope. In that particular case, instead of an x equals, we have a horizontal line, and let's say it goes through at 2. Our equation is just y equals -2. So keep that in mind for those special cases. All right, so let's talk about slope-intercept form. That's the one that you're probably most familiar with, y equals mx plus b. M represents the slope, b represents the y-intercept. I think, I'm not positive, but I think that's where they got the name of this equation. All right, so let's try an example to recognize what the slope and the intercept is, and then graph it. All right, this one is already in slope-intercept form. Y equals -2/3 x plus 2. Our slope is -2/3. Our y-intercept is at 2. That's all we need in order to graph that equation. And the way you do it is you start with the y-intercept, put a point in that spot, and from that spot, use your slope. So from that point, I'm going to go down 2 and right 3. and I'm going to put another point at that spot. All right, this is a line, so we don't need any more points than that. So there's our graph of y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. All right, that's it for this video.